intimacy relationships, which we all pretty much know what those are, right? Whether it's real estate lending, property management, whatever kind of service we're
Hi,
providing,
so
there's a
I'm muted.
relationship.
I'm
Just like
taking
your
a Zoom
doctor,
class right
your
now.
dentist, you know.
I've
That's
already
why we
taken the
try to go to the
quiz
same doctor
and the
and the same
test and
dentist,
all the
and
assignments.
maybe the
So
same
I'm just
insurance company,
listening.
and maybe
So I'll
the
show
same
you
real
what
estate
she's
agent or
teaching
loan
us.
officer or teacher. I'm just throwing that in there, you guys. But
So
you
I'm
have
not in the
property
kitchen. The
managers
kitchen's
that
over
are
there.
pretty good.
I'm in
Maybe
the
they don't feel
breakfast
perfect,
nook.
but you're more familiar, you know, like the old sheep is
That's
better than
my
the new one
teacher.
type of energy, right? So that's why. Employment classification,
So
so
we're
we
in
talked
Zoom.
about the independent
So
employee.
while I'm doing that, I can still
Independent
listen,
contractor,
and I've
usually
already
they
done all the
define that by,
assignments.
they're getting paid
I
by like a
want
commission.
to,
That would be mostly.
let me
If
see
you're
if
an
I can get out.
employee, you would get like a W-2 form, you would clock in, you would clock out, or, you know, those kind of things. Probably, I guess the advantage, in my opinion, well, there's advantages and there's disadvantages. In my opinion, the advantage of being an employee, you know, working for someone else, is you have
So I'm
consistent
trying to
money
draw
coming in.
this.
You have kind of like a peace of mind.
So I started
You
already.
know, you
And
have
what I
job
did is I
you have a footing.
use my kettle
Assuming
to
you
draw
do
a
your job
circle.
and you don't get fired. You know what I mean. It's a good feeling. And there's no stress because you have your company
So I did
or the
half.
good boss. Or
So I
like with
just
the
need to
school,
do
you have
the
the
other
school
half
behind you, like, you know, they
so that
say
I
no
could
mistakes.
finish
Or if you work at a company, let's say
part
you
of the
work at Starbucks
assignment
and you're the manager.
for
You
ceramic.
have the whole corporation
So
is
going
and
to
that you can fall back on, right? And that's kind of cool. There's something to be said about having like a template that you can go by. And then you have money coming in and you get medical, you get dental, whatever. That's
basically
cool.
I'm drawing the other
And
fish.
then on the other hand, being self-employed, you are an independent contractor. You're a real estate agent, you're a loan officer, or maybe a property manager. Yeah, you have a license, and yeah, you report to your broker, and yeah, you pay your taxes to the
So
Internal
I'm going to
Revenue
mount you
Service.
so that you could see.
All, you always got to do accounting and subtraction anyways. But the difference with the independent contractor is as long as you get your job done, you can get up and go to work when you want.
So you're just going to have to listen to her like I'm listening to her.
How you want, with who you want, or not with who you want. You can fire your client much easier. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do because you're your own boss. But the downfall is if you're on commission, your income is at this. You might not have a job for 6 months. Or if you're a property manager, then you better answer your phone, right? You're not going to get paid, or the tenants are going to be unhappy. They're going to call the owner. My sister said sometimes, like, her tenants will call her and say, the property manager is not answering the phone, not fixing the mold or the problems. And I told her, well, why are you managing the manager? You know, so anyways, management proposal. So every time, whatever kind of property it is, if you're the property manager and you're trying to get like a database and you're going to get the clients, you're going to make a proposal. And I didn't have time to go over that tonight, but it's in the book. You're going to make a management proposal to the client and say, look at, and so what you could do is you could go to your favorite title company and say, now that I have my license or I'm in the process, I want a free databases of all the properties near either in San Jose, by San Jose City College, for example, of all the non-owner occupied houses, because I want to have postcards and I want to call them, I want to advertise and market to them, that I want to manage their property for them. You can do that, that's fine. And that's one way to get listings is mail out postcards to the non-owner occupiers, because maybe they live in a different state, maybe they need a property property manager, or maybe they wanna sell their house, whatever. So you did that, you can mail them a letter and say, here's a management proposal, hey, Mr. Seller, or Mrs. Seller, whatever, I know that you live in, New York, and I know you have a property here in California in San Jose, and I want you to, think about if you want me to manage your property. I noticed that you have a tenant in it according to the county records. And what I could do for you is, and then you can make out a nice letter. You can collect the rents, you can call the handyman, you can do an analysis on the rents, and so on. You get the idea. You can make a proposal, right? So back in the day when I did I would go into a niche like for a while where I would do only for sale by owners, FISBIs, or only first time buyers, or only seniors, like to get the loans, the reverse mortgages, you have to be like 65 and above. I would like do a niche for a while, but I get bored, I do something else. But I'd always make a proposal for my niche. Hey, would you like me to manage your property? I live down the street, your property has tenants in it, I can keep an eye on it. You sell yourself to them on their services, that's what we do. When I was a new agent, I used to tell the FISBIs before sold owners, hey, and that's when we had newspaper ads. So I would always call the ads and say, hey, I'll hit my commission, give me a 1 weekend listing. If you find your own buyer, we could do like exclusive listing. Let me say, you are my only client. I mean, I do like flyers by their porch, like here's an estimated closing statement. And I actually got deals out of it, because I was like feeding little things. And then they would want to know more, they would want to know more. And then I remember a few times I was out at the gym or doing something, my dad said, hey, I went to this house, I got signed up for us. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, they called the office, you weren't here, I went there, I got signed up. So that was really cool. And so I would like lean him in, and then my dad, because he's an old timer, he'd go get it signed. And then they, the clients would trust us because I was me being aggressive in my management or my marketing or proposals. So whether it was a proposal to manage, sell, buy, refinance, whatever, that's what I did. I would make a proposal to my clients. And usually that worked with clients I didn't know, because clients I did know, they already knew my father, they already knew me. And so those are like in the bag, so to speak. They say 80% of being in the business, in the real estate lending, property management, it should be 80% is referrals, repeat clients over and over and over and over and over. And you want to get to a point where you don't even have to market them anymore if you can. The other 20% are new people that you get. And they say it's always easier to keep an old client than it is to get a new one, right? So anyways, enough about this. Agreement responsibilities, so what do they agree they're going to do? Like, maybe you have a property manager. Because if you own a house, you could have the tenant mail the rent to you directly, or Zelle it to you directly, and then the property manager doesn't even have to have a trust account. They don't have to put their hands on the money. Or you could do what's called deposit only, meaning the tenant pays the property manager the rent, but the name on the check is to the owner, and the property manager only merely deposits into the rent account. But that's kind of old school, because now 4 of my tenants do Zelle, which is my Wells Fargo account, and only one of them puts them a check in my mailbox, because they're old school. That's fine, I don't care as long as I get the money. But so you could have like a property manager do minimal tests or the whole shebang if you own a property and you're in New York and your rental properties in California, well then you're going to need more services because it's too far away for you to manage, right? So it varies. Records systems is online, and then there's property management software. Back in the day when I was managing my father's 30 properties and my clients, I just use Excel spreadsheets. Right now, for just my properties, I still use just Excel spreadsheets because it's small. You know, it's not like a, like a big company. Relationship terminations, so if something has to end before it's supposed to end, depending on who's ending it, you know, you have to figure out that. So that's why you want to, if you're the principal, meaning the owner, if I were you, I would not want to tie myself up into long-term agreements. I'd want to be able to get out of them. And in a slow market, if I'm the property manager, I probably would also want a short-term contract as well. Because if you're doing a lot of work and, you know, maybe there's a lot of vacancies, you're doing open houses to rent, to find a tenant, you're doing ads on the internet, you know, or even if you're in sales or whatever. It costs a lot of money out of your commission or whatever people are being paid to be able to market a house to rent, to be able to market a house to sell, those kind of things. So you want to look at the big picture, like who it is, or, you know, what the property is the owner, you know, is the property in good shape, does the owner like actually put money into it? Because if you're trying to rent something, if you're the property manager, you're trying to rent a junked up house that's falling apart, there's termites, there's mold, and whatever, you have a lot of liability, right? But if you're renting a dollhouse, or somebody like me that put $100,000 in their house, and new windows, new floor, new appliances, new carpet, new paint, everything, new hot water heater, the whole nine yards, you're gonna have less liability because everything is new, right? And so types of property owners, like I get, individual owners are probably like, if you're new in real estate, are probably the easiest to go after because it's like a smaller type of basis. Like my background is mainly like individual owners. But on the big end of it, you wanna do business syndicates, you can do that and get involved into partnerships and corporations and those kind of things. That's available too. There's probably more money in it, but what a lot of real estate, not a lot, what some real estate agents do, they either do like what I did, where they got good at real estate, then they went into loans, and then, well, I did property management, real estate, and loans. First real estate, property management, and then the finance. Then I did hard money, private money loans, whatever. I kind of expanded out into those three areas. But what some residential real estate people do is after maybe 10 years of selling residential, they might get into commercial real estate. Like my father's partner, Walt Freeze, he passed away a few years after my dad. God bless them both. He got into like shopping centers, apartment complexes, and commercial properties, retail, industrial, commercial, the whole thing. Where my dad kind of stayed with a little bit of commercial and mostly residential. But what some residential real estate people do, or property managers, they first start off with the easier thing, the smaller thing, just like anything else in life. And then they gravitate, and then they get kind of bored of, like, I don't know how to get bored of it, but it's kind of a handful for me. They go in from residential, they go to commercial. And there's less deals, but the deals are bigger and there's more money. But like with residential, you might rent, 10 or 15 different houses or whatever for clients. But if you do commercial, you might manage a mall, like a strip shopping center or a mall, but then your deals are far between, but then when you actually get paid, you make a big chunk of change. It's kind of like that. And then institutional clients, maybe people from, different countries or across different boundaries or whatever. Sole proprietorship, I already kind of went over that. So for years and years and years, that's what we had for liquidity. It's kind of cool. You put up the sign, you get your doing business sales license, and you get your license. And it's, pretty easy to get going, unless anybody can do it. Disadvantages is that, it's harder to get like a business loan or things like that, cause you're using your own money. And you have unlimited liability. So like, before I turned Look Realty to LLC, if any of my tenants or my clients or whatever would sue me, I could lose my personal assets. My house, my car, my bank account, and if I get sued. But now that I have a limited liability corporation, if my tenants or my clients, which right now I don't really have any because I'm teaching, but I still have my broker's license, but if I'm not teaching, I'm selling, I'm doing loans, whatever. But my tenants, I still have them, my passive income. If they sue me, I'm protected too, well, actually, a couple of reasons. One, I have a limited liability, LLC, Look Realty, and when I do my, income tax returns for the IRS, Internal Revenue Service, my tax returns, like I use the Schedule C and all that, is I call it my property management, Look Realty, my business, so I'm self-employed under my business. So I'm like, when I file my returns, it's mainly under my Look Realty, my property management business. But then I also have my other part of my return, which is my W-2 income from teaching. But with my property management, I have a liability policy insurance, and I have, insurance on the properties that I own. So if my tenant sues me, then I have the insurance, and I also have an LLC, and I also have the umbrella policy. So I have like 3 shields of protection. So they cannot come after my personal bank account, and they cannot come after my personal assets. So that's the advantage compared to sole proprietorship versus an LLC. And then corporations, we kind of talked about, they have double taxation, and those are like the big Cs. They have stock on, you can buy and sell stock or shares of stock on the internet or online on the New York Stock Exchange. They have annual reports, and they have double taxation. The shareholders, the stockholders get taxed at the individual level. The company, the C, I'm talking about a C corporation, not an S, not a B, but a C corporation, the big C, the big one, that they have a lot of protection. Although if they do like unethical accounting or they do bad things, yes, you can still tap the corporate veil. But let's say you're in Walmart and you slip on the floor. You can sue Walmart, but they have like a lot of protection, right? But if they create fraud or they do bad things, then of course the corporate structure can be tapped. The corporate veil, I guess I should say, can be tapped. So yeah, it's an artificial person. It lives forever and ever. It never dies. If they have a fire sale, if they go bankrupt, if the business goes out of business. Yeah, but in general, they say they live forever and they never die. With a C. The partnership is kind of like what my father had with, his partner, Walt. He had, when I got out of high school, my dad was supposed to retire, but he kept his office open. And then his partner, Walt Freeze, said, look, I already have my other real estate company over here, Freeze Properties. I'm gonna let you and your daughters keep Look Realty. So my father got to keep it, and then they dissolved their partnership, which was just a handshake. They didn't have anything in writing. They owned the building together, so we sold it before my father passed, and they both wanted their freedom and their money out of it. So they each got their 50-50 out of the asset, and then they dissolved their partnership. But it was never in writing, but the property they owned together was 50-50. So they sold it, they got each half, they dealt with their taxes, my dad kept the Look Realty name, and then Walt just said, you can keep the name to my father. And, because he knew my father wanted to keep the business for my sister-in-law. So that was really nice. And then the LLC is like what I have now for my company. And in a nutshell, and I know we need to take a break soon, but LLC is what I have, and you get the best of both worlds. The reason I like it is I have a tax deduction for my $850 Kaiser monthly medical payment. I'm a part-timer, I don't get any kind of benefits. At San Jose City College or anywhere else I teach, because I'm part-time, so I have to pay out of my pocket. But I get to deduct it, so every year I pay, I think it's like $600 or $800 or something to file my LLC. After 1 month of paying my Kaiser payment, it is worth it for me because I get to deduct my $850 health payments to Kaiser Permanente every month. I get a tax deduction for having an LLC, and so that's pretty cool. It makes it worth it, basically. And then trusts and rates, and I'm not, we don't have all night to go through this, but trust is like one or more trustees manage property. You can do it that way, actually. A friend of mine, I actually sold his property from 35 years ago, and just about back in January. I don't know, I was just thinking about how he's doing when I ran into him, and he's like, I just had a stroke, and I have the condo in my name and my mom died and my sister died, but the condo that he sold me it's in the trust that my mom gave me. And when you check the title, I go, well, I'm not on the MLS or anything, but I'll get you a proper profile. And sure enough, it says that until he dies, he gets to keep that condo. It's like a living trust type of thing.
I'm gonna go get my
When I
charcoal
sold it to him,
pencils.
he had to have his parents put it in their name because he had that credit. And then I had to redo all the paperwork. And then his parents actually bought it for him because over the years, he was living there. And before they died, they sold the living trust and put it in his name. And he gets to live in it till he dies.
So the motif is to put in one of this project or on my bust, which is at school. I have to go look for my charcoal pencils. I guess it's not in my car. Nope. Ay, ay, ay. Let me see if I can find it.
I would say,
I found it. It was here the whole time.
then the Department of Real Estate and the board and all that, so we don't really want to use the word sub-agent anymore. Because we want to have a buyer's agent represent the buyer, or the seller's agent, which is also the buyer's agent represent the buyer. And then we want to have a listing agent. Sometimes people get confused between seller or buyer, but whatever. Whoever's representing the seller would be like, it could be like the seller's agent, or the agent, the listing agent. Or the buyer's
These are
agent, the buyer's agent, talking to the buyer. But if it's your agent, it could be the listing agent as well. It gets really confusing. But we don't really use the term as much, but in property management, sometimes we say that we need to talk about sub-agents. Because in a way, they're helping, the property. So that could be the people of the property management, that's helping the property manager manage the property on behalf of the client that they're representing. So anyways, I probably need to bring all that up, but you hear about it, so that's why I do. Sometimes obviously the person who is the owner of the property. And third party could be
That's what
like.
we have so far. My fish.
And then we would use the property manager. We're gonna just look at view type.
That's
In
what I'm
general,
trying to
is a
draw.
private firm. Specific is, if you think of special agent, think of
Pretty
specific
close.
or special, is limited. And this was it. These are the things we talked about in the quiz we did. Care and skill, obedience, good faith, disclosure, confidentiality, and loyalty. And then accounting, and make sure that they do their records, right? Employee, we already talked about these. I'm gonna just skip over them. Client's goals is, yeah, you wanna have the house look nice. It's not
Ooh, I
always
like
about
this
the money.
charcoal
I
pencil.
think most is my news, but, I mean, like, I can make more of my rentals than I can now, but I also want a peace of mind that the rent is gonna be there, and I'm not gonna get calls for really nitpicky things. So peace and quiet does have some value, right? Management proposals, we talked about that, already. And then agreement was the video that we talked about. The elements of, anything needs to be in writing, what needs to be in writing. What is it, mutual consent? What are the four elements? Mutual consent, in writing, legal, and there's probably one more. But you can look into the manager responsibility, get the money. If the manager probably under the handling it, then they could probably like go online and they can pay it. I think like my sister, she actually does the bills. I don't think the property manager do that part of it. And then deficit management. So, I had a friend before where he owned a property and he had this lady doing it, and then when she was getting money from him, he didn't know it. So, I don't know, my father always said, manage your own money, you know, don't have anybody manage your bank account. You do your bank account. If you need help with doing something else, that's fine, but you're the one who writes the check out. You're the one, you know what I mean, who picks up the bottom line. So that's why I just kind of stuck by his rules, because you can't trust people, they might steal you. And then general management, this is like the people who answer the phone. Well, back in the day, we had an answering service. Now you just bring your cell phone with you everywhere you go, right? And it makes it a lot easier. And then owner obligations, the owner also has to make sure that they're abiding by the building codes and that their property is safe and free of mold and it's habitable, you know. They have to also, you know, you also have to make it happen yourself. You can't just expect the manager to do everything. The manager manages, but if you're the owner, at the end of the day, you're the one on the line that has to, you know, if your tenant does something wrong, the city calls you and sends you a letter. it's your fault because you're the owner. It's always like that, right? Welcome to home ownership. And then insurance maintenance, you have to have proper insurance and so forth. Financial support, yeah. Um, well, yeah, I can understand that. Part of my own fault was I didn't have animal inspections. So, you know, but owning a property for 25 years and then all of a sudden paying $100,000 to make it back to perfect to market. If you look at the big picture and you divide that over 25 years, it's not that bad. And if you look at it that way, but I need to be more, now I'm doing regular, like maybe 2 or 3 times a year, I do a lot for property. Handover process is just when you're gonna, like, a new manager comes in, maybe in the beginning it's a little rough, but when the new manager comes in and they take it over, you have to provide them with the information. And then records, legal documents, financial tenant information. So you always need to keep, even I still have rental agreements and even your real estate deals, you should keep them 4 to 6 or more or years. For 2 reasons. One, you might have a good database and have repeat business. And 2, if you get audited by the IRS or the Department of Real Estate or whatever, you have all this information. Or you go to court or you do your tax returns, you have all this information. And so it's good to keep a backup of your records, right? And then these are the reports. Monthly is financial, quarterly is performance review, and annual is a strategic plan. Okay, that's good. And compensation, that really depends. Like I said, my father was paying me $3,000 a month to manage 30 properties. And then I also got to live free in the condominium. So that was cool. I mean, to me, when you're 18, 19 years old, that's a lot of money. And it's still a lot of money. Terminating the agreement. So again, when it expires, it expires. If anybody has to do it early, then be careful because you might be obligated. And then this is the last slide. Agency relation, clear agreements. Okay, so you got it. So it's 8:09. So let's just take a 10-minute break and then we'll come back and we'll do the breakout rooms. Okay, I'm surprised I still have my voice. So 10 minutes and then we'll come and knock out the rest of the class tonight. Okay, so I'll see you guys. I hope you're still here. You're so quiet. 10 minutes.
We're quiet because we're not paying attention to class. So I got 10 minutes to talk before she comes back. That is my professor from my one of my night classes. So what I'm doing is I'm doing another class's homework while I'm listening to her. It's because I already did all the assignments and I already took all the tests. So this is my motif. I think I'm missing water or else I'm just dehydrated. So I wanted to do like on the bust. I'll show you the bust if you didn't see what I showed everyone yesterday. This is my bust. Not me, my bust. It's just I made this. It's an upside down vase right now. So I still need to do the head. Then I'm gonna turn it upside down as the base. And then what's hollow and open is where the chest area is. And that's where I'm gonna put the flowers. So the assignment is to basically dip it in slip, which is like a glaze. And then once you have like 2 or 3 layers, then what I want to do is I want to, oh yeah, no, I do have something underneath. So what I want to do is like, instead of like just drawing all over, like the other students, they're doing vases. So I wanted to draw like a tattoo on that lady's on the bus's neck right there. And basically the technique is scratching it out. Basically you dip it in slip and then it becomes like a wet paint, and then you like scratch it off. So now that you understand what I'm trying to do with this motif, so here's another picture of that thing. So I would draw that fish or something like that, maybe like roses along the neck. And that's why, because I'm gonna use like tools that is equivalent to a dental office, like you're basically scratching it off. So it cannot be too detailed. So I think this will work. Obviously, it has to be scaled down. This is just a drawing for the teacher so that she knows that I'm just not goofing around, not doing anything in class. So I had started with like a circle. I didn't have a compass with me, so I used the bottom of my kettle, and then I drew a circle and then divided it into quarters, and then just followed what I saw on Pinterest. And the Pinterest idea came up because I'm like a big Pinterest. One day I'll tell you what my account is, but like I have like a lot of followers on Pinterest. My name is nowhere on there, but yes. So I'm very familiar with Pinterest. So the teacher told us to go and get some ideas from her account. Then I did, and I'll draw one of those, which is what she wants us to do, something like safe. I don't want to say boring because that's rude. But so I'm just gonna try to finish this drawing out, and then we'll draw the kettle next. I have 6 more minutes, and I haven't drawn anything in a long time, like probably 8th grade. So I was like kind of getting anxiety. I was trying to make up all type of excuses on not to start. But I have gotten this, which is portrait pencils. So they have like skin color, and I can't wait to use this because, you know, oops, that's my pencil sharpener that ran across. So we all have the basic pencil kit. And then I have like a 72 pack. I'll probably do a review on this. Yes, because for anybody that's interested in doing portraits, detail, I think this might be good. And then I just got this notepad. My other notepad is tiny. Let me get my pencil sharpener. So my first notepad that I bought was this big. And then the teacher wanted like lots of drawing, and I said, okay, $1.99 isn't gonna cut it. So I got like this from Hobby Lobby. So far, I think it was worth it because even Jackie from the metal casting class, she wants us to like draw stuff. So I'm almost finished, and then there's some designs. Let's finish this first, and then I'll ask you which one I should draw, okay? I'll go through what I screenshot while we're on break from the other class. So yeah, I think you can see. So that's my discard. So I took some. Oh, yeah. So this is what I made last night after this camera went down. So I'm going to see if I can get you come closer. So this is the teapot. That's the inspiration, this teapot. So I added in the spout and then kind of refined it. So this is basically a rough draft. And then this is the lid that I made after I added in the knob. And then that's the container with the flower on top. So this is the motif from my teacher's Pinterest account. Like, to be fair, I'm sure they're great, but the only one I liked was this. So I'm gonna use this for the little round container that I'm gonna make, and I'm gonna put it around the edge. And then once the class is done, I'm gonna cover it with a Chanel ribbon. So we're gonna draw that. That's super simple. And then the other option is I was gonna cover this in magazine prints, like a newspaper print. I'll show you what I have. So I picked this up. It's Bao Tang Mall from the Vietnamese like grocery store at Lion Plaza. Then I was gonna like put this on clay, and while it's wet, put it on the kettle so that the ink will transfer. So I can put this on the neck of the bust or this one, because that you can sketch out. I like the delicacy of that on the neck. Like if I had to get it to something soft like that, right? This is a really cool koi fish. I can put that on the kettle too. See, can you see it? That look really cool. So it'd be white, and then I could like blush it with like blue. I think that looks really, really neat. I can draw that. I can draw that too. Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that one next. They're just ideas. One day I will make a vase that's blue and white. I love this. So this requires some type of shading. I think I'll pass on this because it's too hard to arch.
I'm back.
Oh shucks, I gotta go.
Video on. Okay, so let's do the breakout rooms.
That's class.
And so does everybody in the chat, do you all have the file I put up earlier? Do you want to put the file up there again? Or does everybody got it? Talk to me. Do you guys got the file? Some people left, it's okay, but we still got 20, that's good. Let me go to the breakout rooms. If you don't have the file, let me know. I think you have it. Okay, so there's about 20. We'll do 4 rooms. Yeah, okay. So the idea is to go
this
over
one's different.
chapter 3 quiz,
confusing.
which I sent you. Have your cameras on, please, if you can. Elect one person to come back and share the answers. So I think there was 20 questions. So room 1, the first 5, room 2, 6 through 10, room 3, 11 through 15, room 4, the last. Okay, so I'm gonna create rooms, and I'll see you back in 15 minutes. If you get done early, come on back. And then we'll go over the quiz for chapter 3, and then we'll go over the answers, and then we'll call it a night. Maybe we'll get out of here before 9, maybe not. I'll see you in 15 minutes. So please join your room.
Hey, I'm not sure if quiz is that okay with you?
Thank you.
Okay. So, hey, what group are we? I forgot.
We're group 3. We're
3? Okay.
no, we're in room 3.
3. So we're doing 11 and 15? Okay. So, question 11. Actually, I don't know how to say the word. Tickler?
It's D.
Is
A schedule
D?
that reminds a manager when periodic bills are due.
Okay. Okay, so it's D. And then question 12. All of the following would be characterized as an employee as opposed to an independent contractor, except
D.
B?
D. Dog.
Oh, D. Okay. And then question 13. A management proposal typically includes which of the following? And then it's management compensation, analysis of the property currents,
All of the above.
duration of the management agreement, owner obligations, or all of them?
All of the above.
All of them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then question 14, a priority manager's authority is usually described in which document?
B.
Basic. Wait, sorry?
Management agreement.
Oh, okay. And then question 15, a real estate investment trust must meet a number of requirements to qualify for
B.
special tax. D?
B. No foreign investors. Boy.
B?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So 11 was B, 12 was B, 13 was D, and then 14 was B, correct? And
Yeah.
then the last one was B2?
Yes.
Okay. And then,
Can you speak for us?
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then, you guys want to go over the other ones, or you're all good with this part? Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good with this one.
Thank you.
Recording in progress.
The book is more like that you're gonna run a business out of a living trust, but I don't think you can.
No. I
It's
think
more like the way I just said it, right?
correct. If you're running a business, you definitely want to do the LLC.
LLC or a partnership or something, right?
Correct. But if you're only looking to protect assets from litigation, I think that's where the two might have some overlap.
Yeah,
I think so.
you do, because I had a living trust before I even changed from a sole proprietorship to LLC,
Yeah.
which helps protect some things.
I'm just curious, is the living trust, also known as a revocable trust, does that expose the owner or principal to litigation? I think it does, right? Since it is revocable. So
Well,
court can
maybe the
deem-
revocable one, but even my friend that has one, or his mom has one. Oh, let me put my video on. He, like, people, his siblings, they're like mad because they can't do anything until he dies, because the living trust that his mom had a revocable living trust and gave him the condo, because it was in his, he was living there, but it was in his mom's name.
Oh, that's just like the classic thing, right?
Yeah.
That's just like the classic thing,
With
right?
this one.
Where
The
you will have
student
multiple
one.
children and one of the child either moves in when the parents are old or maybe has never
Yeah.
left the house.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
the parents pass and then
They just say, here, you can have it until you die.
yeah, or the idea is actually split it evenly, but one of the siblings has already taken up residency and wants to
Kind
claim
of
it all.
taken over,
We're
yeah.
gonna do
That-
this
that
one
happens-
next.
Because he has 8 or 9 other brothers and sisters, but
Yeah.
he's the one that's been living there.
Yeah,
saying, I paid
have-
the taxes, I paid the HOA, you know what I mean?
No, I have never heard of a case where it wasn't like that, right? People always think that this case, that type of scenario is exceptional. I actually disagree. I actually think that when all the siblings get together and fairly distribute assets of their parents evenly, I feel like that is exceptional in my experience. But
Yeah,
anyways.
it's very hard to get, I mean, even with my sister and I,
Well, the fewer siblings,
yeah,
easier it
it
is.
makes it easier, but when there's more involved, they just.
But anything like odd numbers or anything more than 3, I feel like it gets. And not only that, what I experience around, like, just people around me, like parents have favorites as well. So that's just like.
They do,
They
yeah.
have favorites, yeah. So yeah, I think the irrevocable trust, I think, does have the ultimate liability protection, but I think it's difficult to deal with, right? It's irrevocable.
Well, yeah, I mean, like the property I live in or my rentals, I
Yeah.
have them in my trust. Of course, if
Yeah.
I have issues during my lifetime with them,
Yeah.
I put money in the property or a tenant sues me, I mean, I still have liability because I'm not dead.
Mm-hmm.
But when I die, it goes to wherever I say it go, whatever's left over with it. Even if it's screwed up, even if I owe bills on it, or you know what I mean. It
Yeah.
it takes over where I left off, basically, and goes to wherever I said it goes.
Right.
And someone else can deal with it, I guess.
Yes, I think that's what it is actually. So although between the trust and LLC, they partially overlaps in terms of liability protection, but they actually have 2 very different purposes as well. I think that's the only overlap, really.
Well, that's why I have both of them, because during my lifetime, if I'm, renting properties, or if I do want to property manage other people or sell, if I happen to want to do loans or do private money or sell houses, I got the liquidity LLC. But then if I just want to leave it alone and teach and just deal with my rentals, it's kind of a weird thing because I'm only really doing the rental business right now.
Right.
Under my LLC. But I could literally also do the sales because I do have my broker's license for that.
Right. Yeah, I guess it just depends on, in terms of the real estate business, how large you want the scope to be.
Yeah, and how you do your tax returns, because
Yeah.
before I'm teaching, I only did real estate and loans and managed property. I didn't teach at all. So I
Yeah.
have only passive income. Well, the rental income is passive. The real estate income is not passive. The commission is not passive, but the rental income is passive
Is passive.
income.
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is actually.
Yeah,
If real estate is your main gig and you're
commissions
actually
are active income
active income,
and rentals are not.
correct, then the LLC is the way to go. And then if real estate is not really your main gig, you're just collecting rent on the side with passive income, and your main gig is something else altogether, then maybe that's like a trust is enough.
Yeah.
When you think, yeah.
Yeah, like even if I just let my real estate office go, I
Yeah.
still have my living trust with my rentals in it. And I could just keep teaching and I could let all my real estate go. But I don't, because I want to always have a job and
Right.
backup plan.
Right, of course.
I could literally, if I want to, let my real estate broker's license go. But I'm still managing my own houses, so that's why when I do my taxes, I get this TurboTax software that says property management.
Yep.
The software has to be tailored to what you're doing.
Yep, I use TurboTax.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, you know,
So for moving properties into a trust, then obviously there needs to be a title change.
into a trust if you're moving.
Say that again?
Yeah, you record you have like an attorney and the attorney does the living trust, whether it's revocable or irrevocable. And then what they did with me, I had to sign a bunch of deeds and then they had to
Gotcha.
do it. I had to record the deeds,
But would
like
it be
it goes
recorded as
in
a
the trust. And then if I
Right.
refinance the property or sell one, most of the time, let's say I wanted to refinance a property or the house I live in, I have to take it out of the trust, refinance and put it back in. Or some title companies let you leave it in the trust. I mean, it depends on what they want. Sometimes they're afraid, they're like, nope, you gotta take it out, do your refinance or sell or whatever, and then put it back in.
Oh, okay, that's okay,
It's
that's
kinda like-
important, so.
Yeah, it kinda like goes either way. Some of them, they're saying, oh, it's okay. But if it's the one, let's say I wanted to refinance the house I live in, when I did that a couple times.
Of
And I
course.
paid it off eventually. I had to take it out of the living trust. And then I had to, refinance it. Then I had to put it back in the living trust.
What's that process like, 2 weeks?
Well, it was just the process of the refinance one. The lenders on one, I refinanced it a couple different times.
Yeah.
One of the times they said, oh, just take it out, refinance it and put it back in. And then the other time I did it was a different lender. They said, no, you can leave it in the trust and refinance it. And then when I signed the paperwork, when I was able to leave it in the trust, when I refinanced the house I live in, the one I'm in right now, my father's house, our house. If I left it in the trust, I had to sign like as of the trust. But when I had to refinance it a different time, the lender said, nope, we take it out of the trust and then you sign Amber Hatter.
When you say take it out, do you mean like do a title
Take it
change?
out, literally take it out of the house that I refinanced, which was the one I live in, because you get the best rate.
Yeah.
The bank, on one of the times I refinanced it, they made me literally remove this house I live in. I could leave the other rentals in the trust, but because I was refinancing the one I live in, because I get the best rate, I had to take it out of the living trust, do the refinance, and then they told me, okay, now we're gonna put it back in the trust. And then the other time when I refinanced it, a different bank, they said, nope, you can refinance it and completely leave it in the trust when you refinance it, and then you sign as the trustee or the trust,
Do you think-
you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
had to
yeah.
sign a different way each time.
Do you think that first time, do you think maybe the people you're working with simply were not competent? Perhaps, or is that a possibility or no? Maybe
Well,
regulations change, anything is possible.
That's a good question. From what I know, like, cause the people that I worked at the loan company when I did this, they said that all lenders are different, Amber. It's not really, I don't think it was that they were incompetent so much, but I think that one of the banks, they wanted me to take it out of the trust before I put it back in, because I think they didn't wanna worry down the road, if I didn't pay the loan or something, that it would go to an error, or, they just wanted it to be like, oh, me, nothing to do with the trust. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't wanna be worried about, like, if it's in the trust and they refinance it and I don't pay my loan, are they gonna get their money back? Where, you know what I mean? Like, I think it was more like they were worried, so they wanted me to take it out of the trust, do the refinance, put it back. Where the other bank just said, we don't care, you're the only one in your trust. I mean, like, I'm the only one. It's my living trust. It's not like I'm married and I have someone else. Or, you know, like two people giving the living trust, it's one person. Like the other one that just said, leave it in the trust. We'll do your refinance. Because they knew I'm the only one they're really dealing with. That was the way I'm kind of thinking about it, but I don't know. I'm going off the deep end. So let me go to, so I don't know if that helped, but, I think that was kind of the idea. Okay, so sorry, you guys, everybody came back and David and I, we got in this deep, but good conversation about living trust. So let me go to chapter 3, it's 8:39, and we'll just zip through the quiz really quick. 3, and preview. Okay, so group one, please say your name and go ahead and do 5 questions for us.
Hey there, for group 1, for question 1, we would answer D, vicarious liability.
Okay.
Number 2, C, owner's personal financial records. 3A, bonus for each new lease. 4, C, unlimited liability. And 5B, corporate officers.
All right, thank you, Luke. Thank you. Okay, so 6 through 10, room 2, please.
Sorry about that. Here I go.
Okay, Daryl.
All right. Group 2 gave me 6C, liquidated damages. 7B, management agreement. 8A, property management agreement. 9D, how much financial uncertainty is the client comfortable with? And 10D, proposed changes to rental rates.
All right, thank you, Daryl. Okay, room 3, 11 through 15, please.
So for question 11 was D, schedule that reminders the manager when D. And then question 12 was also D, uses own judgment to perform a task. And then 13 was also D, all of the above. And then 14 was B, managing agreement. And then the last one was B2.
Was B as in boy?
Oh yeah, B.
Okay, thank you. And then last but not least, room 4, let me see if I can move it up here. Okay, yeah, room 4, please.
Okay, for number 16, we got C, ultimate liability. For number 17, we got D, all of the above. For 18, we got B, in person. For 19, we got C, articles of incorporation. And for 20, we got D, independent agent.
D or C?
C.
Okay, independent agent. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna submit the quiz, you guys, and I
See
know
what I have
David
so
and I
far.
were talking, so I'll try to speed it up a little bit. Okay, so 20 out of 20. Yay! Did everybody get that? So I'll go through it really quick. One was, and it should be in the same order, great. One should be D, vicarious liability. 2 would be owner's personal financial records. And 3 would be bonus for each new lease. And 4 would be unlimited liability. 5 is corporate officers. 6 is liquidated damages. 7 is management agreement. 8 was the property management agreement. 9 is how much financial uncertainty is the client comfortable with. And then 10 is D, proposed changes to rental rates. 11 is a tickler system schedule that reminds a manager when periodic bills are due. 12, use his own judgment to perform a task. 13, all the above. 14, B is in boy, management agreement. 15, no foreign investors. 16, unlimited liability. 17, all the above. 18 is an in-person meeting. And 19 is articles of incorporation. And then not a type of agency, well, agency relationship, okay, is independent agent. And so all of them are correct. You guys did a great job. Did everybody get those? Okay, so before I go on and see if there's anything else I could help you with before we leave, everybody got it? Okay, I assume you did. If you didn't, then you can stay for office hours. But hopefully not, because I'm pretty tired. The matching, I'm gonna go ahead, I think, let me see if I put the thing in the, did I already put the answer key for you guys in the little link here? I will put the answer key for matching for you. If I didn't yet, let me just see if I have it, I don't remember. Okay, so I don't have it, so what I'm gonna do, because the matching, everybody has a different answer. So if you missed last week's Zoom, I did put the answer key into the little Zoom link thing. So here, so I'm gonna go to matching, and I'll also upload it to the chat box, so that way everybody has the answers for the matching. If I could, sometimes my mouse doesn't really, get it all. If you have all the answers, you just have to put it you have to put the answers on your own time into the submission link. Answer key, and so, because you have different questions. So let me, where is it? Okay, so now I'm gonna put it into the chat as well, and you guys can download it. And I don't want people to miss stuff and lose points. I need to go to the desktop. I have too much junk. Okay, here's the answer key. Okay, so, okay, I just sent you the answer key in the chat. And I'm also going to post the answer key for the matching. If you've already taken it 3 times and you didn't get the full points on the matching, let me know in the inbox and I will overwrite your grade for the matching. It's 8 points. If you're here tonight, right? And then let me just attach it here. And then that way you have the matching and you have the quiz done. And you'll be in pretty good shape. So here's the matching. Yeah, I'm getting pretty good with canvas here. Oh man. Okay, so then now you can download matching. Okay, so you have the matching in the chat, and you also have it in our link that we did tonight. And it's at the bottom. After we get this, are we good to go? Yes, you are good to go. So in the chat box, please say one takeaway that you learned tonight. And I know it went longer, but you know, it's fine. Take advantage of when I have my voice, because there might be nights I might not be able to talk at all if I lose my voice. But yeah, thank you, you guys. You did a great job. In the chat box, please type in something. Make sure it says to everyone, because I can grade the chat. If it doesn't go to the cloud, I can always grade the chat. You're welcome. And I'll see you all next week here. Wednesday night, and we'll do chapter 4.
Bye.
And I'll stay a few minutes if anybody has any questions. But good night, you can leave now. You don't have to stay. I bet you guys are kind of like, oh, this was too long tonight.
I left. Okay. My class is over, so now I could really, really, really concentrate on drawing. Okay. Is that clear? I'll try to do my best. Excuse the craziness. I haven't drawn since 8th grade, so this is really painful for me. I'm doing a motif just so that I can carve this into one of the clay projects that I made. I'm using charcoal, and the lighter line that you see, that was just a regular pencil. I might do this one because I like the fluid lines. I think I went too big with that one. Bubble right here. little air bubble on top of the fish. So I'm going to draw in the eyeballs. And it has like a little bit of a smile. I'm using charcoal. And the light lines that you see, for those of you who are joining me now, is pencil. Nice. Then there's like air bubbles right here and right here and right there. Cool. Here's my inspiration right there. And that's my drawing. Sorry, it looks like chicken scratches. I'm going to use 72 colored pencils. Let's see what we got here. So, I've never used this before. They're new. Lots of colors. Nice. So I'm going to pick out all the blues. Is there any green in here? No. To be honest, there's just way too many colors. It's overwhelming. And the lighting is awful today. Okay. So this is what I got. We'll work on it. Sorry. That's the stand going crazy. So I'm gonna just erase my pencil mark. Realistically, the scratching method that we're using, it's going to only remove color versus add color. But we're going to make it look good. Okay, so I think I'll just start with the big bubble right there. It's almost like black. Coloring? I'm actually good at coloring. Especially if I have this many. Like different colors. And then a dark color. So that is my fish. That's my inspiration. And that's my sketch, which might look cool on the neck, or it could look good on the kettle. What do you think? Maybe. So that's just the rough draft, enough to submit to the teacher. And I'm going to draw this now. Okay, let's make it dark. Let's see. Let me see. So that's my backdrop. So for those of you that joined us late, this is my sketchbook. Here's my first motif. It's like two fish, one fish, two fish. And here's my second sketch of a different fish with bubbles. So now I gotta draw this. I already made it. So I'm gonna just try to do the opposite. Go backwards. I already molded it into clay. Okay. Just a front view. And go higher. Can you see? It's hard to see. Well, it's really light right now. And then I'll try to make it darker for you. I'm not gonna do a square thing. I'm gonna do a rounded handle. I guess in picture it's gonna be square because I ran out of space on top. What the? That pencil's done. Okay. Let's put it on charcoal. So that's my kettle. I'll come back to it because I'm not sure what motif I want to draw on there. Let's do a motif. So this will be my third motif. Don't look at my password. Just kidding, whatever. Okay. So I'm gonna go into my screenshot. And one of the motifs that I like that my teacher had is this one. So I'm gonna just draw it all over my sketchbook. So I'm not gonna use it for the kettle. Let's go back to the kettle. So basically, this to me is super simple. Circle, line, 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 line. Okay. That's super boring. Let's take a break. I need to stretch my legs, so we're gonna take a break. I'm going to the ladies' room, and you can take a look at all. Whoopsie. This is my aoyai for church up there. Our fabric. They're color coordinated. This is one of my closet for my fabric. Matching hats. You entertain yourself while I go to the ladies' room. I'm done. That's it. I'm fast. I'm gonna see if I can turn on the lights so that you could. Oh, so I didn't. Let me show you a technique with the orchids while we're taking our mental break from drawing. So, what I did was I used this clamp to put it together, because normally the orchids will stand like this and it doesn't look good, but when you clip it together, just like, it comes with the clips, and then it looks like it's one cohesive like bunch. Looks so much better. Ooh, I'll just show you my sketchbook. That was my chicken scratch. That's my kettle that I made already. This is my, it looks like a tattoo. My koi fish. My circular sketch motif. And then I will show you on my iPad. So I'm gonna draw this. Those are the stuff. Nope. This is, you're getting exclusive like preview. Okay. So I'm going to finish. You've already seen this. I already posted that. But basically for my tea kettle, I should have drawn on newspaper, and I still will. And I like this idea. Like, I can draw the key, and then I'll make like the red flowers. I like that. That's pretty. So I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna finish, and then I'll let you know how it comes out. Okay? Bye. Have a good night.